He said we are wrestling against principalities. Let's deal with this real quick. What's a principality? In the demonic world, there are ranks of demons, and he just listed them. At the highest rank in the demonic world is the principality. It's an authority that has underlings after that particular devil. So he's letting you know, first of all, you're not coming up against people or flesh and blood or organizations or any type of other human structure. You're coming up against a principality of one of the highest ranking of the demonic realm. But in also you coming against the principality, you're also coming against powers. What are powers? Powers are authorities that the principalities has designated. Y'all help me with this. See, if you will look into natural life, you can see where even structure in various, well, the military, and I don't know all of the ranks, but you know you have generals and lieutenants and captains, and it's the same principle. So right up under the principalities, you have power. They have been given, that word power means authority. They have been given authority by the principalities. All right. Also, you're wrestling against rulers of darkness of this world. In other words, then the powers then have a delegated authority to get individuals as rulers or to carry out the orders from higher up. Anybody follow what I'm saying? Then you have the next set is spiritual wickedness in high places. Those high places deal with where now the demonic realm has reached now into the human realm, and now they are influencing individuals in high places. Y'all not here? So then when you see individuals who are coming against you, who are coming against God's people, there has been a chain of command that demonic forces have sent down on. You're not fighting against some little imp. You're fighting against demon powers of the highest kind. That's why he said back up in the 11th verse, you need to put on the whole armor. You can't be half-dressed in this thing. Some folks they want to put on a helmet of salvation and nothing else. You better put on more than just a helmet of salvation. Y'all better help me with this. Because watch what he says in the 13th verse. Read what he says.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God.
No, wait a minute. The 11th verse says what? Read it. The 11th, go back.
Put on the whole.
No, wait a minute. See, the 11th says what? Put on. What does the 13th say?
Wherefore, take it.
Somebody said take it. See, there are two different applications. See, the armor is available. So when he said put it on, he's saying now you have the option. You need to go and pick that. Oh, help me, Holy Ghost. You're the one that have to dress yourself. But then he says in the 13th, you have to take it. In other words, it's not enough just for it to be available. You're going to have to take it. Y'all better help me. And once you take it, then you put it on. You have authority to go take it. This is God's armor. This is the whole armor of God. God help me with this. He said that you may be able to withstand what?
In the evil day.
Because there is a time coming called the evil day. That's when the principalities and the powers and the rulers of darkness of this world and spiritual wickedness in high places are going to come against you. He said that you'll be able to stand in the evil day. Doing what?
And having done all to stand.
Now, after you've done everything you can do to stand, read what he said.
Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth.
Now, you're not just standing for the sake of standing, take a position just to take a position. He says you need to stand with having your loins girded with truth. Everybody know where your loins are? They're right below your belt. And he said, gird or cover that with truth. I thought the kids were going to be in children's church. But that area is lying to them and us. So he said, gird it, cover it with what? Truth. Stop letting the Lord lie to you. Let that sink in. That area must be covered with truth. I don't care what it's directing you to do, and go and turn the corner. Truth in the Lord. Read what he said.
And having on the breastplate of righteousness.
And around your heart, you need a protection to cover your heart. And it's called the breastplate of righteousness. Your heart needs to be right with God. You can't take a position just to take a position. I'm going to take the position that my friend takes. I'm going to take the position that they take. You got to take a position in truth and in righteousness. Read what he says.
And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
And on your feet, symbolically demonstrating direction, the way you go. You need to be prepared, have the gospel. Oh, I'm going to say that because I want you to get this. With the preparation of the gospel of peace. Pastor Barnes and I, we were talking the other week. Pastor Barnes was a Baptist minister, pastor for years and years and years. But he refused to be called a Baptist preacher. Y'all get that, hungry. If I was Methodist, I would refuse to be called a Methodist preacher. If I was coaching Church of God, I would refuse to be called a Church of God preacher. But one thing that we said we would be called is what, Pastor? A gospel preacher. Come on, help me with this. We are gospel preachers. Okay. I should have got more amen. If we're going to preach anything, we need to preach the gospel. I don't preach Church of God in Christ up in here. Because if I did, y'all wouldn't be wearing pants. Weed, lipstick, red shoes. Some of your dresses have to get a little long and a little looser. And I can't talk about the other part. Some of that other area need to be covered up just a little bit. All right, that's enough of that. But the gospel of peace, the gospel, prepared. Somebody said prepared. Stop getting up before God, people half prepared with the gospel. You have to know enough about the gospel yourself to not just telling people what to do, but knowing what you're telling them is the right thing. So then he says what? Read the word.
Above all, taking the shield of faith.
Now. Above all of that. Now, take the shield of faith. Your faith should be all out there. And you can maneuver that. Come on, somebody can maneuver that. Breastplate is fixed, shoes is fixed. Y'all not here? But that shield, you got to know when the devil's shooting at you, shoot that shield at you. If there's something coming from this way, shoot that shield at you. Move that thing quickly. You see the enemy pulling back on the bow. You see him cocking the trigger. You see the devil getting ready to do something. Put your faith on him. He said, read it.
Wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
And those fiery darts that the devil is shooting at you, every time you shoot one of them, you stick that shield up. And before it gets to you, it hits the shield. You haven't even used the breastplate yet because you stopped it with the shield. Y'all not hearing me. But if stuff gets to coming at you so hard, and coming at you so fast, and you miss one of the darts, let it hit the breastplate of y'all not hearing me. And if you in right standing, you won't pull your stuff on them. But if you get past your shield and penetrate your breastplate, it's on. You'll be wrestling with flesh and blood then. Read what he says.
And take the helmet of salvation.
Tell somebody you have to take the helmet of salvation. See,